Hello. Sorry about the fact that I've barely streamed in the last... It was since November. Um, nothing went to plan. I'll get started in a second. But how am I? I'm good. I'm good. Hence streaming. Or I'm good because streaming. One of the two. Let's hop in game. You might know. Oh, my controller did the thing where it disconnects. I need to use a different USB cable for this tomorrow. Okay, stop. You were fine for like 3 hours when I was setting up. I'm pretty good. Hello, 2019 farming, fast farming, Chris, Aaron, and Welsh, and Thomas. So where have I been for basically the entirety of January? So, hey Matty, I'm doing well. that brings us to why I've been gone. The first problem was I got a pretty bad cold, and that basically wrecked my chest. You remember in like December, I was complaining that the side of my chest was a bit weak and sore. That was muscular, as it turns out, because I got a cold in at the start of January and blew my chest out entirely. My entire right side just basically imploded. The corn can't be harvested yet, by the way, so I didn't tab over here just for fun. I did to an extent, but I need the tractor. And then, as I was getting better, I decided to have a look at the front panel of my computer, because I'd moved it over New Year, and I realized that, hang on, I have completely destroyed, from where it was sat, completely destroyed all 4 USBs of the front panel. To the point where one of them worked somewhat reliably, one of them worked occasionally, and the other 2 were just beyond saving. So I decided to get a new case, which I did. And the new case... This is the last 2 weeks now. The new case didn't work, well, it wouldn't fit my PC, so I had to send that back to Overclockers UK, which is where I bought it from. And I bought another new case, which I put everything in yesterday, and then my main hard drive wasn't working, and I was like, oh no, do I have to reopen everything and reinstall everything and try and fix everything and potentially need a new hard drive? No, the power cable had at some point come undone, and it made the hard drive very angry. Which brings us to today, where I'm back. With something exciting in the planning stages, as it happens. Something very, very exciting and interesting is in the planning stages. I've got to arrange some stuff for that over the coming days. It's something that might affect streams a small bit, actually, now that I think about it, but it's something actually genuinely cool. So I don't mind affecting streams a bit. I am, by the way, you know, the Landy's pretty much finished with YouTube full-time. I'm trying to head the same way. I'm looking for work at the moment. Hoping to find some. And my streams may head the same way as Landy's. I might be able to find some extra time in the evenings to stream, but there is a very real chance that I suddenly just drop from the face of YouTube as well. So you guys need to be, like, that's something I feel you guys need to be aware of, as I'm looking for work, so it might result in, or hopefully, in a way, will result in me getting a job and moving YouTube to more of a part-time thing and more of a for funsies thing. Got F1 2019 last week, now you're addicted to it. Yeah, that's the problem with racing games, is addictions happen. 2019, I'm sorry, but I need to have money, like straight up. YouTube doesn't pay for anything. I had to borrow, my dad gifted me the new case. And, you know, I need a new passport for something, and that's gonna cost more money. So YouTube isn't viable, unfortunately. I actually need a new passport in general. There's something coming up that I will need it for. Or I want it. Well, yeah, kind of need it. Kind of want it. Kind of combination of both. Music's a bit loud. Easily fixed, Matty. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a test stream because you can't see this, I've just realised. But, okay, 4% is too much. Can I get 2%? 2% should be fine, and then I can go into this and just turn it down a small bit extra. Take your passport online. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing it online, but it's still like €75. Hey Austin, and M Farm. I didn't miss you saying hello on Twitch. I just forgot to say hello to you. So I am aware that you're there. I do have everything set up the way that I normally do, except for one thing, because my mic is now here. You can just about see the top of it there. That's my mic. No mic. I moved it because it was kind of annoying where it was. It's a lot for a passport. It really is, and that's not the cheapest option, but the cheapest option that has pages. Because I could get like a passport card which allows for EU travel, but I don't know how that'll work with the UK. And I want to visit the UK again because I've got friends over there. So I figured getting one that has pages is probably the best idea. Your temperature was 102.3. That's what, 38.7 Celsius? Ish? That Brexit's over. Oh, no, let's not talk about Brexit. All I'm gonna say is there's logistical issues now, and they weren't there before. Hey, Brendan. I'm glad to be back streaming. I did not intend to be gone for a month again that quickly. David's live everyone run. Yeah, and I've been a bit more active on Twitter of late as well. In the last week or so. I don't know if you guys knew that I had a Twitter, but I've been more active, including making fun of giants. 39.05. I was only 0.35 of a degree off. Which, considering that was basically a guess, wasn't bad. But I do have my mic set up slightly differently to the way it was before, so it might sound a bit different, it feels a bit different. So I apologize if there's weird audio issues for a couple of days while I figure out what settings I need, because I didn't have time to do a test stream, annoyingly. I didn't finish rebuilding my PC until like 1 AM. Or 1 o'clock this morning. Did a test boot, hopped on TeamSpeak for a while with the guys. And that's when I realised that my D drive wasn't working, which is where I have everything. Hey, Red Rover. Dude, I literally have been gone for a month, and this is my first stream back for like a month, so if you've been looking for a month or so, you've not missed anything. David, hello. I don't plan on not streaming again anytime soon, barring the usual Saturday day off. I plan on actually streaming daily for a while. There are plans for something that will mean that streams are definitely reduced later on this year, but for a while it's good. Dragon Skies, change your channel name. This channel will never change its name. I'm straight up gonna say that this channel will not change its name because I kind of like Rainbow Dave Gaming. If I were to do it again, it'd just be Rainbow Dave though. Like that's literally the only change that I'd make. Kids with something else. It was something else, Red. I was ill for a week and a half in January, and being ill meant I was coughing, and after November where I was coughing for the entire month, the right hand side of my chest was very weak. And the cough in January brought that pain back, which was mildly concerning, and then I coughed one night, and felt and heard a pop in my right hand side, and I was like, this is definitely not good. Something has gone very wrong, and then the pain started, and I was like, oh. Oh, what I've gone and done is blown out my right side, isn't it? And then I had tech issues with my PC that I've been resolving, and blah. Specs on my PC: i7 4790K, 32 gigs RAM, 3 terabyte main hard drive, 120 gig SSD, and a Strix 2070 8OC. Not the Super, because I bought it before the Super came out. Liquid cooled and in a Be Quiet 601 case. Be Quiet Silent 601 case. With 5 chassis fans on top of the liquid cooling, which has 2 fans. So it's the kind of case that you want excessive chassis fans on, because it's like full of foam for sound dampening. It's intentional. The insane sound dampening in the number of fans is intentional. Actually, the number of fans isn't, because I thought I'd have 3 fans in total, not 5 fans in total. Didn't realize the case came with 2 normally, and I got a special offer on overclockers that was 2 free fans. I was like, oh sweet, 2 chassis fans I can immediately install. It came, and I was like, yay, chassis fans and PC are in separate boxes. And when I opened the PC case, the PC box, and took out the PC for the case, and I was like, there's 2 chassis fans already. That's my phone ringing. Hang on. Bear with, I'm going to take this call because it might be important. Never mind, I missed it. If it's important, they'll hopefully call back. Did you notice the difference? Totally. 1060 is a lower grade than the 2070 Super, for sure. Hey, Tiernan. I might Google that number later. That number seemed familiar. Yeah, 1060 and 1660 are fairly similar cards, as far as I can tell. Could cause a bottleneck for making such a major upgrade. This is also true. And believe it or not, with a 4.2 gigahertz mild overclock running on my CPU, I'm actually noticing some bottlenecking with it. You have an i5-8400. The i5s are good for gaming. i7s are okay, good for streaming. The general rule with Intel cards is i3 is good for offices, i5 is good for gaming, i7 is good for streaming, i9 is good if you want to really show that you're rich. That's the way that I see it anyway. But for sure, like hey, Sylvan. How's it going, dude? By the way, that's the first time I've ever actually heard my ringtone. A few minutes ago. 6 cores, 12 threads, future-proof. Unless you're playing games that only access a single CPU core, in which case it won't be very good. However, with Vulkan coming in, it should be much different. Vulkan coming in, actually accessing multiple cores and unlocking basically all the cores of the PC. AMD's in a good position right now. $3950X will be dream with 2080 Ti. I'm gonna be honest, my dream PC would just have like 10 terabytes of hard drive space. $10 or 20 terabytes of hard drive space. Because I have a really bad habit of just collecting files on my PC. I'm terrible. So you only play games. Yeah, that's kind of the thing, is the higher grade you go with Intel, the more unwieldy the card becomes. Hard drive and an SSD. For bulk memory, I'm going to go with HDD because they're cheaper. I run Windows off an SSD and I've got some core programs on my SSD. But in terms of getting pure bulk memory, I'm going to go with the hard drive still. Until SSDs can provide the memory bulk that a traditional hard drive can, I'm probably going to keep SSDs just for running Windows. And have my main drives, my primary memory drives be ye olde hard disk. That's my opinion on twos. They're definitely something worth running Windows off, but beyond that, it's kind of... You're a bit limited when you get to M2. Because a PC is only going to have so many M2 compatible slots. And on top of that, you've got the price considerations to run, or to think about, and the fact that M2 generally doesn't have as much memory as even like a normal SSD or ye olde HDD. You got a 246 gig SSD. Yeah, that's kind of my problem with SSDs is just the price. Um, I tend to have a lot of stuff like needed to. I tend to have a lot of stuff that I like keeping in my computer's memory, so hard disk drives are better for me. Like I'm actually running on just 1 terabyte free hard drive space at the moment, which in some laptops would be the entire hard drive. But that's, me starting to run low. But it'd be a good low-cost motherboard. Well, immediately don't get anything with gaming written on it, because that's an extra 10 to 15% written on top of the price. Honestly, like, it depends on what you want out of your motherboard. The game drive is a terabyte. A terabyte is still a lot. Don't get me wrong, but I'm the kind of person who... I'm a bit of a hoarder when it comes to PC memory, so I find it difficult to delete stuff. What do I mean by what do I want? What do you want to know? I mean, do you want to have Wi-Fi? You can get motherboards that have Wi-Fi on board. You can get motherboards that have the possibility to plug in 2 CPUs or 8 sticks of RAM, or insane numbers of graphics cards. It's literally a case of what do you want out of your motherboard. Hello, 1174. How are you doing today? You've a server 4 terabyte hard drive, 2.5 terabytes already used. Yeah, you seem to be having the same issue as me, where it's like, I want to keep all of the things, but I cannot keep all of the things. Because apparently memory costs money. And that is something that is not endless. Would Wi-Fi be handy? I mean, it's handy if you don't want to run an Ethernet cable to your room or get a USB dongle. I've got, like, my Wi-Fi, I've got a little antenna that I just have to plug into the back of my to the back of my computer. It's magnetic, so I just stick it to the top of my case and forget about it. With the case being heckin' massive now, like significantly taller than the old case, and wider and longer. It's a case of probably best forget being forgot about. And difficult to forget about it, although it is silent, so easy at times. I'm doing good, 1174. It's been a bit of a weird roller coaster the last few months, but it should be good. Would a USB antenna be handy? Again, Wi-Fi with a PC is literally just if you don't or can't, or if you don't want to or can't get an Ethernet cable to your wherever you're keeping your PC. With me, I can't get one to my PC. Like getting one to my PC would involve drilling holes in walls, and that's not something I'm prepared to do. So it's a lot handier for me to have Wi-Fi and use Wi-Fi. And just because I've always had issues with USB antennas and adapters, after several months of use, having it on board the motherboard is just a convenience. Frees up a USB drive. Welcome back. Thank you very much, Fred. It's good to be back. It's been a bit weird not streaming. A bit weird now streaming. Been weird not streaming and kind of dealing with random junk that kept popping up over the last month or so. Hello, Alex. How are you, Mr. Happy Fun Times? Can't get a cable to your spot. You Wi-Fi on your laptop. Then maybe you want to look into getting Wi-Fi on your motherboard, or a USB adapter, or USB like antenna. USB antenna would be cheaper, but it would take up a USB port. Wi-Fi on the motherboard would be more expensive, but you'd have a freed up USB port. You missed my streams. I've missed them as well to an extent. What map is this on? Shamrock Valley, Elliot. My personal favourite farm sim map. The one that I always advocate people try and play. I think Alex has had a bad day. By the way, if you've not done so already, or if you didn't know somehow, how did you not know this? FarmSim is currently free on Epic. And that offer ends tomorrow at 4 PM GMT. So less than 24 hours left to get FarmSim completely for free, forever, from Epic Games. Elliot, thank you very much for the £2.99 super chat. Have a... Okay. One of my favourite things about Restream Chat is it tries to explain what the hell the stickers are. A player character stretching his arm forward, raising his thumb up. Which doesn't work very well in the blue background that it's given the super chat. But thank you very much, Elliot. Welcome back streaming. It's good to be back streaming, Kev. I've not been having a good month, or a good year so far. But things have picked up literally in the last 24 hours. There's suddenly a lot after happening. Mainly today. And there's a lot I need to do and need to work with. And work on. Including my fitness, because that is terrible. Yesterday was a particular low point where I had to sit down for 5 minutes after bringing the PC case upstairs because it weighs 14 kilos. Which, to an extent, is understandable because it's 14 kilos, and not only did I have to bring it upstairs, I had to lug it over my head to get it in through the door. My door is in a really... or my room is laid out really badly so that it's difficult to get in and out of. At the best of times, never mind when you're carrying 14 kilos of metal. I still have my old case set beside me, by the way. It's still in my room currently. And I still have the boxes for the new one. Because I've not had the chance yet. That's something I'm going to do later on today to prepare the boxes for recycling, and I think the best thing to do with the old case is to get a drill and drill out the rivets. Disassemble that for recycling too. Because with no front USB panel, it's practically useless. Wi-Fi is best used. Wi-Fi network plug. This is best for routers downstairs. Yeah, there's a few different solutions to like getting Wi-Fi to a PC remotely. You can, if your house is wired correctly, actually run it through the earth wire of your house's electrics, and or run your internet through the earth of the electrics set up in your house, and just hook an Ethernet cable up to that. I don't know how expensive that'd be to sort out, though. But I know that's definitely a potential solution. And if I ever own my own house, it's something that I'll look into, unless Wi-Fi is suddenly, like, fantastic and everything is Wi-Fi and Starlink is everything. Literal lightning fast internet, yeah. To be fair, if and when I get my own house, I'll probably end up with Starlink internet. If SpaceX is still running by then, and Starlink is still running. Because I just think it'll be kind of cool to get internet from space. Especially if it's fast internet from space. Honestly, Adiboo, it's a solution that actually works best with older houses. Because they have circle ring mains. Which is the electric setup you need. Most commonly in the UK, but I mean, some older ones elsewhere will have circle rings. Or ring mains, or whatever it's called. Your house is now 47 years old. Mine is 50... 53 this year, I think. I think it was built in 67. It's 50 something years old. Possibly as old as... No, it's not as old as 60s. Between 50 and 55. I just can't remember the exact year. This was built, I think it was 67. Your house is almost 100 years old. Almost as old as Pedro. Who isn't here, so he can't shout at me for saying that. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, Irish Luke. One weird thing about not streaming, by the way, is I kind of got used to just chilling on my PC, not really caring about stuff. So, it's kind of weird streaming after that. I started playing Farm Sim because I looked earlier and I've not touched it since January 7th. Then I hopped in and did some bale moving. Yeah, there were bales in this field earlier today. I moved them out because I didn't want to do bale stacking today. I wanted to do something a bit more productive. And ploughing is somewhat productive, at least. FS17's mod is so annoying when it flicks halfway down the list. Yeah, that's actually something I wanted to address. So you guys know about Bill's put out a new map, the Western Shore, I think it's called. I won't be playing that on the channel at all. I just got a little trophy from Restream saying I've got 100 messages today with Restream chat. Thank you, Restream, for that completely pointless message. Thank you. I will be playing the Western Shore, not because I don't think it's a good map, but I mean it's Bullet Bill. I'm never gonna knock one of his maps. Problem is the platform. I don't like FS17. He and I have polar opposite opinions between FS17 and 19. He very much believes FS17 is the better game. I very much believe FS19 is. And it's a case of, you know, agree to disagree, because there's no point in having an argument when it's about games. Especially an argument as pointless as what's your favourite farm sim. So, don't expect to see me on the Western Shore just because I don't enjoy FS17 anymore. Can't wait for Millennium Farmers map to come out. That's another one I probably won't play. I don't watch Millennium Farmer, so I've got no emotional attachment to that, and I've been hearing something about it being a 4X potentially, and that's a no. That's a no from me, bud. Hello, James. How's it going, dude? What? No. You with me? FS19 is better. It comes down to personal preference, but it's just literally a case of I don't enjoy FS17. I got burnt out too hard, and it got too monotonous and tedious for me. I can't play that game anymore. Oh, select Flight Sim 2020 alpha testers. Dowler, everybody who was in Tech Alpha got into Alpha. That's all I can say on that. Microsoft have been very public with that. Everybody who was in Tech Alpha got into Alpha. Waiting for Sandy Bay for next map. Yeah, Oxy's done a number on Sandy Bay from what I've seen. That is definitely a map I'm looking forward to. And something that I have noticed about his new map, the brand new one beginning with a C that I can never remember the name of. Aren't I really doing the same thing in 19 as I would be doing in 17? Yes, which makes things even weirder, Eddie Boo. Like, Camden. Thank you, Eddie Boo. Yeah, Camden I kind of feel is just Oxy experimenting with what's actually possible in the game. I question whether he's going to get to a point where he breaks the game with the map. And as a result, he's gonna get, just drop it or revert and maybe not release or something like that. Because it feels very much like Oxy's just using that map as an experimentation and learning exercise, more than an actual map making project. Black Sheep sent the man trucks in for testing on Friday. Sweet, they'll take probably like a couple of weeks. I've seen recently a few people mentioned they've been given it to test. Presume you mean Sandy Bay. Oh, Flight Sim. Yeah, they'll not be able to talk too much about it as well, Dowler. There's an NDA in place. Suffice it to say that I can't say much about that. Yeah, he's planning on releasing Camden if he ever does in the next farm sim, but I feel like there's a very real chance that it doesn't get released. Because if you look at Sandy Bay and even Shamrock to an extent, he's learning stuff from Camden and implementing it into the maps that he's working on, as he moves on. So he's clearly experimenting with what farm sim can do. And sometimes experiments mean you get really cool practical results in some ways, and in other ways you get a disaster that is completely unworkable. Vert read the new Crone add-on. I don't know why people keep calling it the Crone add-on. It's Creative Mesh's Straw Harvest add-on. I have heard about that. I've played with it in 17. I'm not overly excited by it. I just it's never been excessively exciting for me. It's interesting for sure, but it's never really grabbed me as something that is oh, I must use all of this equipment right now because it's so interesting to me, or I must find an excuse to use this equipment. What are my thoughts on Giants not making farms in this year? There. Now, the perceived delay of FS21. So, first off, Giants never announced it. FS21 was never announced, it was never guaranteed. Second off, they're delaying it to work on next-gen stuff, and with zero evidence of this, I feel like there's more to it than that. I feel like Giants are going to be making some big changes to how certain aspects of the game run, possibly some tweaks to the game engine itself. Just want the bail grab from it. Actually, yeah, I could do with the bail grab and the baler. But the palletizer and the pallet stuff, meh. But yeah, I feel like Giants are gonna make some big changes with the next Farm Sim game, whether it's released next year or the year after, I don't know. Dynamic ground, however, is not realistic. Don't expect that. I don't feel like that's a realistic ask just yet. Technology's improving on that, but it's not there yet. With FS19 being where it is now, with maps and equipment, do I think there's anything missing or needed? Orchard farming. I will continue my campaign trying to get orchard farming into Farm Sim. Can only be seen as a good thing. That's exactly it. Like, it's good for modders because they get, you know, well, they're not coming out before the end of Q1 or before the end of the financial year. Gives them until April next year, April 2021, to make mods, so they can keep working. Of course, that's my thought. Of course it is. I couldn't figure out what else to do with it, so I just took a picture of the vertical combine. Which, by the way, is a bit of a... I just realised, and it's not intended, is actually a joke on a tweet I did earlier. I mean, Sim, that would also be amazing. Does Twitch have song requests? No. Twitch and YouTube are both running off my pretzel, which does not allow for song requests because I'm running the same audio through both. You've been binge watching since I was on Nasal Farm and FS15 and Simulate. That was some of the most fun I've had in Farm Sim, and I didn't really like the map. Hey, CD. It's good to be back. I think I downloaded a couple of the mods you released while I was gone for various reasons. I think. Better AI. I mean, the hired workers have been improved, just not as much as people kind of want. I think people kind of want, and this is my perception, I might be wrong, people kind of want course plays to just be implemented into the main game, and I don't know how well that'll work. If it would work. PC's nice and fresh, forgot how fast it used to be. Yeah. I should maybe do the same, but I can't be bothered. Simulate, by the way, reset his his PC to factory because he his one of his discs was full, and he was confused. Then he looked to see what was blocking up the disc, and I joked that it was a bunch of stuff for 2K19, which he's been addicted to lately, particularly modding the snot out of it. As it turned out, I was right, and he had 238 backup folders of 2K19, amounting to 200 and something gigs, or 238 gigs worth of backup folders, 200 and something backup folders themselves. Yeah, I did that too, Aaron. Or flip them over into a field and watch them pathfind back. FS19 AI traffic on Shamrock Valley is terrible. Oh, the AI traffic in Farm Sim. I feel like the Farm Sim AI traffic needs to kind of revert to FS13 spec, which is silly. Like going backwards would be a step forward, but that's kind of how I feel. Is the FS13 traffic was really the best AI traffic. What happened to FS19? Simulate never played FS19. Simulate's not a Farm Sim YouTuber. Whew. I am tired as heck today because I could not get to sleep last night. The only reason I'm on FS13 is so I can flip them over. Honestly, like, apart from the fact that you could have a lot of fun with the AI, I think it just worked the best. I think it's the AI that worked the best because, like, if you hit it, it didn't just bring you to a dead stop. The cars would move in a somewhat believable manner instead of just being cement bricks or cement blocks on rails, the way they are now. You like the tractor? I was tempted to download the McCormick that's on the Mod Hub, but I decided against it because reasons. And the reasons being, yes. Oh. The tractor. I presume you mean the traffic on Shamrock. That's one of the more impressive things Oxy has done, to be honest. As far as I'm aware, the epic AI traffic in Shamrock, or not in Shamrock Valley, in Sandy Bay is still planned, where they're outside the map entirely working fields. That'll be a sight to see. Hello, Stephen. How's it going, dude? Oh, I should have made a cup of tea while I was downstairs. Oh, going good here, dude. At long last. Fixed the last of my problems this morning. And then had new problems thrown at me that I can fix in like a couple of days. In fact, one of the big problems right now, there's two big problems. One is I need to work on my fitness and start trying to lose weight, which is more of a long-term thing. The second is I need to renew my passport because it's been out of date for far too long now, and I just need a new passport if I am going anywhere at all. So that's something I'll be hoping to sort tomorrow with a haircut, which is another problem that I've got. My hair is just too long and terrible. You like the Landini, but it's too like the Stara. There's a good reason behind that. It is a Stara. The Landini and the Stara are the same tractor, just with slightly different front ends. Giga Selan, hello. Hope I pronounced your first name right. Going off how Blaj has his Z pronounced. It's got the same accent, so I'm guessing it might be right. Hinting of something? Hinting that I might want a holiday at some point, yes. Or that I might want to go to the UK. Because, you know, need a passport for that, even. Because bear in mind, I went to college. What's the thumbnail? It's my monument to harvesting. Also, I tipped a combine off the. I accidentally hired a worker at some point. I tipped a combine off the end of the silage pit a while back, and I've just kind of left it there as a monument. Sim, don't worry, most of my friends are up north. Hey, Colin. How's it going, dude? Aaron, hello. Almost finished. Once we're finished plowing here, I'll lay down some lime because this field needs lime. Let's compacting with combine. Yes, because compacting with combines is did I say Blaj? Yes. He's someone that usually shows up, or sometimes shows up in streams. It's back on. Has that been officially confirmed by the Minister for Housing yet? Because I heard it was, and I also heard that one of the candidates is still planning the legal challenge for tomorrow, and it's like, I don't know. Is he black? I don't think so. Genuinely don't know his last name. So nor do I, in the nicest possible way, nor do I care. People's real names don't matter to me. It's what they go by on YouTube and whatnot. So Fahy is Fahy. I know his real name, but so what? He's Fahy. Landy is Landy. Simulate is Simulate. The only people who I use real names ahead of usernames for is largely giants, actually. Does it call them Lars, Kristen? I've forgotten their names now. Lars, Chris, Kenny, and the rest of them. More of a cat guy or dog guy? More of a cat person. We've got like 10 cats here, so I guess that automatically makes me a cat person. Also, I really like them, so that does help. We have a cat out the back who, he never comes in the house, but as soon as anybody goes outside, he will like run up to them and just start bonking his head off them and looking for attention. Hello, Faye. You go looking for attention from them, and as soon as you start rubbing him, you'll flip onto his back to get a belly rub. If you start then giving him a belly rub, he will occasionally, very, very gently and with no claws, grab your hands and grab your hand and just kind of keep it there, or push it up to his head because he wants his head scratched too. He's a very odd cat. Very friendly, very harmless, very fluffy and soft, but also very odd. You're allergic to cats? I'm not. Decidedly not. If I was, there'd probably be problems, seeing as we got cats everywhere. That's a cedar. Where is the pellet spreader in here? Where's the pellet spreader? I require the... Oh, do I not have a pellet spreader because I have that script in? That could be problematic. I might need to buy a pellet spreader. Oh, it's over there. Hey, Leslie. With the cow. What the hell kind of emoji is that, YouTube? That looks nothing like any animal in the world. YouTube's just like, I saw a cow once. It was black and white and splotchy, and yeah, that's totally what a cow looks like. I mean, I was drunk when I saw it. That's totally what a cow looks like. Meanwhile, Restream chat's just like, no, this is definitely a cow. Is that supposed to be... That's supposed to be a ram? It's a cloud with blackface. Playboy presents fashion designer suit. I'd be brilliant at that. Everybody wears hot pink, luminous, green combinations. Everybody's dressed like it's 1987 all over again. And everybody has giant hair. I would not be very good as a fashion designer. You see my 2K characters. What's wrong with the Roidos and Roidella? Like what's wrong with my 2K characters? They're perfect. Their hair may just be glowing, and they may be wearing for some reason scuba gear indoors. That's also for some reason glowing. But they're brilliant. Don't forget the Neon Cane. That was... I think that was Roido 2.0 and 2K19. Not 2K19, 2K... Whatever the newest 2K game I have is. That one. I think that was Glowing Roido. Hello again, Matt. Oh god, the cat emoji. The yellow anti. Do you know what's worse? Is it looks like somebody saw a cat, was terrified, and decided the cat is huge, but it has like no tail whatsoever. They put a mouse's tail on a cat. By the way, Matt, I've learned how to start the 727. I can actually fly the damn thing now. Took me the better part of an hour to learn it, but I've learned it. The restream ones are worse. The restream ones look like Android emojis. They're fine. Also, oh, they might be different on the stream itself. I'm looking at restream chat itself, Sim. What bitrate do you use? Like 6,000. I'm doing good, Aiden. How are you? It's been too long. Between illness, body-related issues, and some PC tech issues, it's just been... The overlay ones are glorified stickmen. Wow. Yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster for me this past month or so. Including one day where I physically couldn't move. I could move, it just hurt to move. So I had to make the decision to not. Start doing driving lessons. That's something I need to start looking into at some point soon, but the finances aren't there for that at the moment, which kind of sucks. Got all the time to do driving lessons, all the time in the world, but none of the money. Also, I realized while I was doing that I can put lime down on the grass fields which need lime, and hopefully they will accept lime. And then I can lime the lime on the lime. Lime, 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 lime. Lime, 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 lime. Lime. DevTech Explorer is going to be released this year. Why making vehicles glitch in FS19 causing your game to crash? Sometimes it just overloads the game's memory. That's like straight up. Because the Fergies I found a bug with, where the manure fork is like way too heavy, and I caused the game to crash by flipping the Fergie in a very specific way, and yeah, it exploded and then the game crashed immediately afterwards. That happened on stream at some point, I can't remember when. Reasons why you need more RAM. I've got 32 gigs. The game itself just can't handle certain things. Hey Brody, it has been a while, dude. It's a nice script to just letting usage while spreading, doesn't make it stay slow but not super fast. I kind of like the way that's balanced, to be honest. I don't think it's excessively fast as it is. You got 8 gigs. Well, I can tell you, Delvacity, that 32 gigs doesn't make much of a damn difference. The game... the game has, I think, a hard limit on how much RAM it uses. I might be wrong there. So, you know, it after a certain point, it just doesn't do its thing anymore. How are the cows doing it when you're there? That's fine. Let's get more lime into the grass fields. Windrow out of the way very gracefully. The 2 grass fields down there I can't do, I don't think. Definitely not the top one. I think that's... yeah, that's just painted grass. Which is something you can only say in farms. And yes, that grass is painted, therefore it will not accept lime. Excuse me, sir, may I have a lift? You know, Giants tweeted a joke about exactly this earlier today. I said I felt personally attacked. This is why. It's much more fun to ride AI vehicles into fields than actually drive there. There we go. Let's get the field edges done so I know where they are. Hopefully this will actually accept the lime. If not, I'm just wasting lime for no good reason. No, and some games, your CPU would push down 30% to have all FPS gaps. On Minecraft, you're limited to 100 FPS with shaders. Commonly it's that games, especially games in Java, only ever use one CPU core. Because they're running effectively directly through OpenGL. It's a common problem, and it's something that is being remedied now, but there's a lot of coding goes into making things multi-core compatible, and most games don't have that. However, Vulkan, which is kind of the replacement for OpenGL, is coming into use by a lot of devs, possibly farm sim. And that allows multi-cores just as a base thing. Also, some games, comically, are limited to a certain amount of RAM. They only use like 4 gigs of RAM ever, because that's a hard limit that's coded in for some reason. I don't know these reasons, but they're there, and there's probably a reason. What I'll do is we'll line this field up, and then we will, I guess, skip time forward, because there's not a lot I can do until the corn's actually ready to harvest. We'll get going on the corn harvest then after that. Excuse me, sir, can I please have some lime? Thank you. You're gracious in your lime donations. The Church of Dave will not forget that. Before somebody is horrifically offended that I called this channel a church. Some games have an FPS cap. Farm Sim is one of them. It has a hard FPS cap at 60. It is hard capped at 60 FPS. There's a way to turn that off, but it's not advisable because it makes the game unstable and like janks out a lot of the animations. Because the animations are based on an FPS of 60. So going above that, gonna cause some jank. I'm hoping I can do the rest of this field with this one spreader's worth of lime. Although that I think is a bit of a high hope. How I'm feeling today? I'm feeling good but tired. Like just tired. That's mainly how I've been feeling lately. Is good but tired. I'll probably hit to bed early tonight and hopefully sleep well. I might have a snooze after dinner as well because it's snooze. Turn the cap off in settings, very buggy, 1 minute for 140, then you go to 40. Yeah, never, like, if games are FPS capped, there's a reason. Like, there's a Need for Speed game, I think it is, where if you uncap the FPS, it's got a 30 FPS cap. If you uncap it and try and do 60, the game runs at double speed. Because everything in that game is tied to FPS. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas actually has the same problem where if you disable... That's something you can do in the options. If you disable the frame limiter, it wonks with the physics. So if ever you watch like a GTA San Andreas speedrun, you'll notice that they're always running with the frame limiter on because otherwise the game breaks. Shortcut. And Bethesda games fixed into FPS. Yeah, Rockstar used to do the same thing. It's a dumb system, but it's a way to get around things. Do I get style points for that dismount, by the way? Meant to be 30 for a reason. Yeah, part of the reason they do that and link physics to FPS is because otherwise they actually have to calculate on like a tick basis, whereas they can just use a per frame basis if it's a set frame rate. In Red Dead 2, if you unlock the FPS, the character ages faster. Is that all that happens if you unlock the FPS in Red Dead 2? Because I wanna play as old man John Marston. Just hideously old 97-year-old John Marston riding a horse into battle. I think that'd be funny. Spoiler. What? Did I get Red Dead and Red Dead 2 mixed up again? I did. I was thinking of Red Dead 1, Addy Boo. Because Red Dead is a sequel to Red Dead Revolver. So I always see that as like the second game, and then Red Dead 2 just confuses me. But hideously old dude in Red Dead 2 running into battle, I think that in any game is funny. Bear in mind, I've not played Red Dead 2. Nor do I have much of an intention to. You'll need all consumables much faster. Oh, well that ruins it. That ruins all of the fun of hideously old man going into battle on a horse. Red Dead, you had my interest for 5 seconds and you ruined it. You only come here for the exclusive Dave shortcuts. What, you mean when I decided to just ramp off a cliff because it's slightly faster and then end up upside down and waste all of the time trying to right myself again? Oh! I actually need to do one more thing before I move time forward, I just remembered. Wait, no I don't. Do I? No. Yes? Maybe? Forgotten what I've done today, which is always good. No I don't, they're fine. So let's get, please don't disconnect the controller. Get time zipping forward, zip forward to the next day. Red Dead 2, as far as you know, is a buggy mess. I mean, most games tend to be in 2020 for some reason. Alright, the reason I've only zipped forward to the next day is that giant pile at the bottom. We need to muck out the cows. Again. 2K20 is lost. 2K20 suffered from the bloody Millennium Bug. Like, Sam, if you remember the bug at the start of the year where 2K20 couldn't be played in 2020, that was the Millennium Bug. Because nobody in 20 years had thought to maybe try and make a fix for the code that would temporarily put off the Millennium Bug for 20 years. So any games that wouldn't work on January 1st of this year were badly made because they suffered from the bloody Millennium Bug. British cows produce both slurry and manure seasons. They do, IRL. They do in seasons. It's just the slurry production is hellishly slow. Like, I've got 6,000 litres of slurry. Compared to probably about 100,000 litres of manure. Like, cows do produce slurry, just not much, which, yeah, granted, I think they should produce a bit more than they do. But the manure production is not to be complained about. I could probably get away with not using any fertilizer when spring rolls around. Because that's a silly, hideously silly amount of manure. And I wouldn't want to stand anywhere near the giant pile of manure because, number one, it would smell. Number two, manure has a habit of spontaneously combusting. If you don't understand what that means, it means it occasionally just decides, I'm fire now. I'm on fire. There's nothing you can do to stop this, and there's no warning in advance of this happening. Just suddenly gonna catch fire. Because manure is usually left, if I'm right, because I might be wrong here, I don't know the exact way manure is used on farms. it's usually like left to ferment for a while, and that fermentation produces a lot of heat, and that heat can get a bit out of control, and if it hits a certain point, the manure will start being on fire. So you end up with a flaming pile of crap. A story, not a whole lot, Kieran. There has been a whole lot going on, but in terms of today alone, not a whole lot. We're just chilling, playing some farm sim, getting the map going again. It's been a while since I played, and I need to do the de-rusting. Hence the busybody work today. We'll get back to doing, we'll hopefully get back to doing fairly interesting things the next few days, but there'll be a lot of busy work, especially with harvest coming up. Right, cows are not good for TMR and everything. That's fine, they need to be cleaned out, that's fine, that can be done like this. Because there's not actually going to be too much cleaning needed. We got the water pump bought, yes. There have been no issues. Farm sim physics. Let me show you some proper farm sim physics. If I can get up this... Oh, it's... The bucket got stuck. Oh no, my controller disconnected. We'll find out if this worked in a minute. Once Farm Sim stops throwing errors, which is currently doing. You can't see it, but that's why it jams up like this. Has it worked? No. But I don't need you anymore, so you can sit there for a minute. Thought my game crashed. No. Just a thing that happens. Moti15, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. Hope you're enjoying. I've just realized I might need that a bit sooner than I... Oh, crap. Oh, that's 2 in a row, that's... We're gonna sit here for a couple of minutes while the game figures out what it's trying to do. It gets confused when my controller disconnects for some reason. So, how are we all doing? We all having a nice Wednesday? The game has figured life out again. Right, I might need to ram this with something to get it to unflip. Right, what's here that I can use to ram it? I mean, we can try. Believe it or not, the Profi Hopper is not strong enough to unflip the class. Run my harvester over? No, I'll just use the zetter that I got parked up in the upper yard. Also, this grass here annoys me, so it's all going bye-bye. This is part of the reason that I got the Profi Hopper, is the grass that's dotted around the yard can get on my nerves sometimes. So, it goes bye-bye. Then I can sell the grass and make like €5. Let's see how much I make if I dump the grass. Or sell the grass. We have made... €0. It's just a grass delito trot. Right. Zetter. Come to my aid. This isn't a Zetter, it's an Ursus. I just remembered. No, let's not shortcut in, that would be a terrible idea. Because knowing my luck, I'd end up in the slurry pit. Right, and bang. Yeah, FS17 multiplayer just didn't work. When we tried it, at least. There we go. I have it fixed. Right, next job is check if the 3 is not ready to harvest. However, it does need lime. Grass fields need planting and lime. It's fine. Let's get time zipping forward again. We'll watch the manure pit pile growing this time. Because number one, I want tons of manure because it's free fertilizer, and if you've been around the channel for any length of time, you'll know my fascination with free fertilizer. Number two, I mean, it's something to watch while we zip time. Almost ready to go. And we'll stop there. What's the story at Ballamori stores? What's on great demand over there? Potatoes, which we don't have. That was an easy great demand to deal with. Is the field ready to harvest yet? Oh. I'm gonna get a bit smart and also a bit lazy and just get the big ol' bucket for the telehandler on the go. But I feel like that makes more sense than using the little class all the time. And the big old bucket for the telehandler is somewhere. Where I can't remember where I put it. It's either, I think, in... I should really have gone around the front of the class, but oh well. Either in this shed, which it is, or the other shed, which it's not. I do like though Microsoft is like anything on C drive is like you don't have access, you don't have permission to access this folder. Yes, I do. It's mine. Give it to me. Let me use my computer. Stop locking me out of random bits of my computer, Microsoft. Are you sure you want to access this folder? Yes, that's why I clicked on it. Yes, but are you sure you want to access? Yes. Are you sure? Don't ask me this again. Are you sure you want to install this program that you just asked me to install? Yes, that's why I told you to install it. Microsoft Edge is not set as your default browser. I know, I like it that way. You require permissions from yourself to make changes to your computer. Oh dear. This is karma for making fun of me having the hard drive issue last night, I swear. This is just pure karma. Also, I think I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again now. One change that I think Giants should really make to Farm Sim, and it's a relatively small one, is just have a little pop-up when you make a giant pile like this, because I really want to know how much manure is in there. But it will never tell me. It is holding the secrets. Fuck it, you can live over there. I require... Oh! There's straw bales already in the bale shredder. That's somewhat convenient. Hey, Stefan. This is Dave streaming. I got my hard drive working. I found the problem when I opened the back of my PC up this morning and saw that there was no power cable in the hard drive. Because apparently at some point yesterday it had popped out and I hadn't noticed. Which is one of the more embarrassing tech issues I've had, but one of the easiest to fix. Yeah, Sim's having some minor technical issues with his PC where Windows is being a bit of an ass. And he's feeling somewhat animated today. You did, however, miss him finding 300 gigs of 2K backups hidden on one of his hard drives that he had no idea had been made. That was quite entertaining to me. I did do a good laugh when he started shouting about backups. Oop. Okay, that's totally how walls work. So field 3 still is not ready, and the cows are... yeah, they'll be fine, what they've got. So let's get time zipping forward again. This timescale mod is my favorite thing at the moment, by the way, because it just makes life so much easier. That was rain, which means that even if the corn is ready, which it's allegedly not, you own a Pusio 205 GTI it a Dinmger. Yes. Those were words. I think he meant Peugeot. Which for some reason Ireland doesn't pronounce it in French. We just pronounce it how it's spelled in English as Peugeot. One of China's best brands. Hey Frederick. Pusio. Guaranteed coronavirus free. Dacia, oh my god, Dacia, Dacia. Oh god. You know it's bad when a company, when you're trying to figure out how to pronounce a company name by looking at their ads. You find two ads that are identical and have completely different pronunciations. Oh god, Dacia, yeah. Then you find somebody reading up a dealership for that company. And there's a third pronunciation that is different from the other two. And apparently equally valid. No, that is not how words work. Before it's only a 10 tractor for sale, do I want it? I mean, I've got no need for a tractor, nor do I have money, so... That should give you a good answer to your question. Screw it, I'll use you. He reset his PC to factory earlier today because it's sim and he gets angry very easily. And usually takes the nuclear option when there's none available. So your PC's running really well because it won't let you do anything. Robert, I don't really have a favorite piece of equipment. I don't really have a favorite mod. I've got mods that I'll use regularly, but I don't have, like, I don't, like, have a favorite. That needs to go into that's... Oh, that's the silage pit. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Something like
hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
And Mulder, thank you very much for the... I'm thinking that's $25. Thank you very much for that, dude. That is incredibly generous as a tip. still feel like that tweet from Giants earlier was targeting me. As if the end of the year is still here, I will be on TeamSpeak after the stream. And there is something I can say in TeamSpeak that I can't say in the stream. TMR mixer thing, every time console you put all the components in the next TMR. Likely not. I'm going to finish. Okay. It likely won't come to like the Blazable one likely won't come to console because it's a script and it needs scripts to work. And primarily Sony are a bit up their own ass with scripts. What happened to him? He was here earlier. He's fine. Was it not all up? Hope nobody's offended by me saying like Sony are up their own ass when it comes to scripts because they really are. I need to get more straw for the thing. Am I rich? I mean, I'll be honest, that's a lot more money than I currently have in total net worth in real life right now, so no. That said, there should be milk being produced by the cows now. No. 304,000 litres of food required per year now, which is starting to get into the realms where I'm slightly concerned by it. Come on. I really should have made more straw bales than I did. I'm hoping next crop cycle is like wheat and barley together in the two fields. So we've gone from oats. I must say it was oats. Yeah, it was oats because I wanted as much straw as I could get. And that still wasn't enough. So I'm hoping the two fields are in wheat and barley next season's year. What I'll do off camera at some point is start moving all the silage up to the this yard here from the main pit because that all needs to move. Grab 2 straw bales. I mean, that might be enough for your supply of straw, but if they're going through 2 bales every couple of days in mid-autumn, that straw might not last through winter. You did it. Oh, you got your PC to accept that you want to do things with your PC? Well done, Simulate. You now have a functional computer. Congratulations. These bales are kind of precariously stacked on top of each other on their sides. Yeah, Simu, can you return to Greenwich Valky? You should totally return to Greenwich Valky. I hear it's particularly green and witchy this time of year. I almost tried to park this in the bale sell point, and that wouldn't have worked very well. The downside of having 50 plus cows like I do is that seemingly it becomes quite difficult to, and this is probably going to teleport me to the wall, yes. Because I do tend to go through quite a lot of food. Also, yes, I do have 3 pumps because I didn't understand how they work. Why an Alice Chalmers? No. Oh, sorry, an Alice Chombu. No, I don't use French tractors, sorry. So the cows don't need feeding now. Field 3 still doesn't... Field 3, could you please do the thing where you actually become ready to harvest? Because it's starting to get slightly concerning that you're refusing to be ready to harvest. Fertilized 100%. Growing. But how grown is growing? 83%. Maybe one more growth cycle then? Go through 2,000 times just for funsies. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to go on a rampage with a Profi Hopper somewhere. Also, wet crop warning, so even if I wanted to, I can't harvest the damn corn. Even if it would let me, I can't harvest the corn. Right. Great demand at Harbour Shipping Dock 2. What's on great demand there? Corn, believe it or not. The game is now teasing me. Hey, NHF. How's it going? It's going good. Going on a rampage with the Profi Hopper now, screw it. Let's mow literally the entire yard because the game doesn't want to let me harvest. And now I'm frustrated and it's time to mow. That 10km/h goodness, yo. My name KP. Nope. Even if it was, wouldn't tell you. Oh yeah, the cows need to be mucked out too. You know, maybe starting off this map with 50 cows is a bit of a mistake. Maybe getting 50 cows on any map is a bit of a mistake. It was like, I've done 2 things, now to feed the cows. My name is Bob, you found it. I don't know who you found, but it's not me. Bob Melt. That sounds like a made-up name. Like, if there is a Melton family and they name their son Bob, I feel very sorry for Mr. Melton. My father works for Kane Traders. No. My dad sells slates. And other various roofing supplies. Won't say who for though. He's a singer from Florida. I feel sorry for him. I hope he's like vaguely famous. Or at least good at singing. Probably sounds like a cow having twins. That is a really, really weird sound to think up. Also, has that, like, plant withered? Moo-woo. Oh no. Uwu is now moo-woo. We can moo-woo the uwu. We best turn on our beacon. We don't want people getting distracted by this high-speed profi hopper. There is, by the way, some vague logic to where I'm off to here, because there's a silage pit in there, and seeing as the grass won't make any money as grass, it's going to be turned into silage. ADHD sucks. I can imagine. Oh, I didn't realize the front caster wheels actually worked on this. As opposed to the rear caster wheels, which don't actually exist. Da, 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 da. Let's just get rid of all the grass and do some silage leveling with a Profi hopper, because that makes sense. There we go, perfect. On Simulate, to answer the question you asked on Facebook, I have absolutely no idea. To either of the questions. When did this arrive in FS19? Last month. The Profi Hopper's been here for like a month now. That makes for a happy Dave, because Profi Hop. Hop the Profi. Is the button animated? What? Does it lift up? Nope. Nah, it works absolutely perfectly. Press M. It does nothing. It's the first winter. Brody, if your corn is still like ready to harvest and not withered, you can totally still like harvest it. More doesn't unfold 0 to 10. Yeah, no, the unfold on animate, the quote unquote unfold for this is literally just putting the mower down. Also, I kind of wish that things in general that can rip bales could actually deal with grass bales, because if they could, I would totally be making conventional grass bales to throw in here right now. Please stand by for the next 10 minutes while this unloads. But I think I'm gonna end this stream a small bit early. I don't know if SFTN or anybody else is streaming, but I saw you, Floaty Crow. Moisture's too high to harvest. I mean, turning off crop moisture is a legit option, Brody. It's not exploiting anything. But we are going to finish the stream a tiny bit early. I don't know if SFTN or VF or anybody else is streaming tonight, but if they are, go watch them. If not, then don't, because they won't be streaming. By the way, what on earth is this grass animation under the Profi Hopper? It just does a little dance before it gets mulched. Yeah, that's gonna do it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with more farm sim. Hopefully actually doing some harvesting tomorrow. Until then, hope you enjoyed. If you did, like on YouTube and subscribe and things. If you're on Twitch, then follow and other things. stuff. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.